more quiet.
Yeah. Well, good afternoon, friends. There's no one here yet, but as you can see, I am outside, as promised, at the fire pit, and we have a surprise special guest. Johnny Terrell's apprentice is in the house at the fire pit. And so Johnny was kind enough to say that he couldn't sit indoors because I was out here freezing my butt off. So he's going for a walk. So the two of us are going to try to connect with nature. We have the fire going.
And try not to get bronchitis and pneumonia.
Exactly. I've got my hot chocolate. I also have a blanket and big thick boots on, and my hat.
You kind of need it.
I mean, I'm trying to own the situation.
I take it all that white stuff back there is not cake flour, so.
No, we didn't sprinkle the backyard with icing sugar.
You kind of need it.
Yeah. So it snowed here last week. We got about, I don't know, close to 1.5 feet, would you say, of snow?
Yep.
And in the last couple of days, it's just warmed up immensely, and everything, well, pretty much everything is melted. So I thought maybe, we could have some fun. We could have a snowball fight. We could make a snowman. Anyway, it's all good.
It's here. It's 40 degrees, I think. And it just started raining because I said I was going outside. So God decided to pee on me while I came out here, I guess. So here we are.
Yeah. We have my partner in crime here.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Bob from sales.
Bob from sales, yep. So, hi everyone in the chat. Happy belated Thanksgiving to all of my American friends and all who celebrate Thanksgiving. Us Canadians do that in October, so to us it's a little bit odd. But anyhow, I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday. I hope you filled yourselves with lots of goodies and surrounded yourselves with people that you love, or hopefully at least. And I hope that you shared some of the things that you are grateful and thankful for, because really that's what this time is about. I think it's about, it's about what are you grateful for and what are you thankful for. I'm thankful that we are sitting out here in the freezing cold and that people are watching us. And I'm thankful that Johnny...
you can see it.
Oh, there you go. And I'm thankful that Johnny has joined us today. Very kind of you, sir.
Absolutely. I ain't got nothing to do. Very busy, but I ain't got nothing to do.
Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate it. The support is so well. Yeah, it's bored anyway. So. Hi, everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. So, as you all know, this new segment of mine, this One Step at a Time, is about me going out and about. And I don't have my snow tires on my car yet, so I can't really go too far. And so I thought that the next best thing was we're outside, right? We're enjoying the elements of nature. We have the fire going. And so I thought that was the next best thing.
Mm-hmm. You're outside. That counts.
Yes. And I can't get into too much trouble in my own backyard. So.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I probably could.
You got to be inventive.
Yeah. So we have lots of people here in the chat. Lauren's here and Joyce is here, Angela and Ron. And oh my gosh, I can't even bend forward for all the clothes I've got on here. Holy cow. Miriam is here, and MJ420 is in the house. Mika is here. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That is greatly appreciated. It might warm me up. Johnny, what did you do yesterday? Did you celebrate
Not a
Thanksgiving?
thing. No, I don't celebrate any holiday.
No.
But not because I
See,
have, anything against them or anything. It's
right,
just retail has beat the holiday season out of me.
right,
And I've done retail for 25 years. And so it's to me, it's like, okay, you got to put all the stuff in the store up holiday, Christmas, Valentine's, whatever. And then two
right,
months, you got to take it back down. And then there's another one
right.
right behind it. There's another one right behind it. There's another one right behind it. So I just wait for them all to be over, and that's it. I'm not really a
Uh,
celebrator.
I'm getting a little bit of anger.
Yeah, I'm slightly traumatized by them.
Well,
Yes,
I
especially
think
that Christmas.
you raise a very valid point because I don't think a lot of people, when you go into the store, unless you have to go to a service desk or find a salesperson to actually assist you to get something, off of the shelf or something that you've had on hold or whatever the case may be, you can't find something. Unless you find a super helpful, super cheerful person, we oftentimes forget that the people that are working in the stores, they all have families too, right?
I can tell you from like personal experience, when they walk in the store, and again, I'm not trying to play victim frequency here, but when you walk in the store, the people in uniform are not people; they're the company.
Right.
And so all you see is the worker. You don't see that there's a person behind the name badge until they get upset and take the name badge off and say, "I'll meet you in the parking lot." Then, of course, then it's just it's a company. That's all you see.
Right. Right. Yeah. So the moral to this message is, friends, be a little kinder to our retail friends, because they don't get the time to spend with their families like others do. That goes for nurses and doctors as well.
Mhm.
If you happen to go to ER or firefighters, or I'm sure it applies to many people that I'm not mentioning, but for all those people that are
All
there
the
to help
essentials.
us, all the essentials, we are grateful and we are thankful. Cheers with my hot chocolate. We have fire prevention Bob over here, or Doug, I should say. Oh, Doug took his hat off. Mark, this is a good time to say thank you to everyone for all the birthday wishes that they gave you.
Wow.
I love that, Joyce. Good for you. Hi, Anna.
Hey, what's up, eh? Thanks for all the birthday wishes, eh?
So, if anyone is not familiar with Bob and Doug McKenzie from Canada, from the SNL skit, Mark was channeling his inner Doug there. You can see behind me. Yeah, you can see most of the snow has evaporated because it's been so mild and it's been raining today. Have no fear. Come March, we'll still have the white fluffy stuff.
I'm kind of over it myself.
Yep.
When I was in Pittsburgh, it snowed for 2 years straight, and I think I'm okay now. I like the snow, and up until then, I hadn't seen it. I said for 17 years, which is actually true because it was 17 or 18 years since I was last in Oklahoma, so that's where I seen the snow. Get to Pittsburgh, and it snowed for 2 years, and I'm like, okay, that's enough of this.
And we're picking up on Johnny's frustration. Anna says that is so true. I felt bad for the grocery workers here. If they were lucky if they might have got half day off, only to have to run around like crazy to get their family meals together. Hi, Lisa.
I will say this too, just on behalf of people who do feel guilty. Don't feel all that guilty for a lot, not all, but a lot of the store employees because they have to sign up to do that.
Yeah.
And they get you to sign up by telling you they'll pay you more. Feel bad for the people, the essentials, the doctors and the nurses who have to go to work because they don't have no choice.
Well, here in Canada, if you work on a holiday, so a statutory holiday, you get paid time and a half. Or you sometimes can get double time. It really depends on the job that you do. So you sign up for a 6-hour shift and you get paid for 12, possibly 18. There's a lot of people that are like, yep, not saying no to that. Right?
Yeah. Here they only give us 4. You get 4 hours, but you'll get time and a half.
Interesting.
Because they're stingy. Greedy and stingy at the same time.
Yeah. All right.
You don't really need to be open Thanksgiving, but why not, I guess.
Yeah. MJ says, I used to do customer service at Kohl's. Interesting.
That's so hard.
Joyce says, I've been to Canada during the winter. The cold is no joke. That is very true.
Santa Claus lives up there.
Yes, he does. Around the end of January through the month of February, it gets to like, we've had minus 40, minus 35, minus 27. And basically, when you convert that to Fahrenheit, it's just effing cold is what that is. That's what the F stands for. It's freezing. And it's not a lot of fun. But if you enjoy winter sports, so like when I was growing up, my parents used to belong to a snowmobile club. So this may look odd to everyone that I'm sitting out here in all of this garb next to the fire. To me, this is completely normal. And not because I'm a Canadian, but because when I was growing up, my parents were wonderful and tried to get us to experience many things. And so they used to belong to a sportsman's club. And we would go snowmobiling in the wintertime with a bunch of families on like a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. And we would stop midway and we would have a barbecue, and we would be like eating hot dogs and hamburgers cooked over an open fire, but in our snowsuit in about 3 feet of snow. So it was, it's just something that something that I grew up with. I have a funny story about skiing. Have you ever skied before, Johnny? Like cross country?
I'm African American. We don't do those type of things. You ain't seen Al ski slope nowhere in Africa. We don't do those type of things.
So my dad volunteered to be like one of those parent chaperones on a school trip. We went to this like outdoor place where they taught us how to cross country ski. And anyone who knows anything about skiing knows it's all about the wax. And the skis are based on your height, approximately. So obviously, I was in like grade 5, so I was, I'm still knee high to a grasshopper, so I was even shorter than that at the time. I was about 3 feet nothing, and my dad was almost 6 foot. And so, anyways, there was no snow wax on my skis, so no matter how hard I tried, I wasn't going anywhere. Like I like literally moved a couple of inches. And so my dad decided to trade me skis. It's like an SNL skit or like America's Funniest Home Videos, if that had been out then. So there I was, this 3 foot tall child with 6 foot skis on. And if you know how to cross country ski, when you're going up a hill or when you're trying to stop, you sort of like bring your feet like together. Well, I didn't have to do anything because the skis were so big that they were constantly pointed in the, you don't know how many trees I hit, how many poles I banged into. Oh my God. It was the funniest thing ever. Not at the time, mind you. And anyway, when I came home from that visit, I said I wanted to take up cross country skiing. And my parents actually bought my sister and I the whole outfit, right? The boots, the skis, the poles, the whole outfit. We put them on, stood at the end of the driveway, took a picture on Christmas Day, and that was it. We never put them on again. So the moral to the story is I like to think that I can cross country ski, but really I've gone about 6 inches. So I don't know that I can. But anyway, that's my funny cross country skiing story.
I'm running away from the noise, so give me just a second.
See, look,
he's sitting in the most quiet spot in the world. And this is nice in here. We're in the forest now. But can you hear all that mess back here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch decided they wanted to come down the street and blow leaves out the street. Leave them alone. They're just coming back in the next 10 minutes.
Did they not know that you're doing a live stream? I mean, how
They
rude.
honestly don't. I mean, God dog it. Son
I
of a
mean, how
mother.
rude. Hi, Lise. Hi, Ocean Garnett.
They blowing the leaves off the sidewalk into the street. Excuse me.
Okay, listen. I'm just going to say, between you, me, and the fence post, I don't understand the whole leaf blower situation. Because you get the leaf blower, and all it does is blow everything out, and then you go to that spot, and it blows it back to the spot where you just were. Like, it's very reminiscent of a cat chasing its own tail. So I don't really see the point, but Mark uses it. I think he just likes to use it because it sounds like a machine.
Because it makes a bunch of noise. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They walking down the street like Ghostbusters. He got the thing on his back and everything. Just like, yo, what are you doing?
Oh my God, that's so true. So true. Joy says that she thought the woods was quiet and peaceful, not when Johnny and Kelly are walking.
It is, unless Ghostbusters is trying to blow leaves in the street. God dog it. He made me angry. Let me find somewhere. Go find my calm somewhere. It's nice over here.
It's beautiful where you are.
It is.
Look at how beautiful it is.
Look at the size of the trees.
Nice. Now, that walk that you went on for a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was now, that had the lovely, the sort of different colored trees, that was beautiful.
Yeah. I can go back there.
Well, no, I'm not saying go there. I'm just saying that. I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, go there, Johnny. Do that. No. No, it was.
I order you. It was. I'm a tree person, though, so I always think they're pretty, even when they're bold.
Yeah. Yes, I really do live
wine colored one.
You know, I recently found this program on YouTube where this American guy is watching all these videos about Canada. And one of the things that I didn't know is that 85% of the population of Canada lives within 200 miles of the American border. According to a video that he watched. I was like, really? I had no idea.
Me either.
I just thought that was an interesting tidbit.
I don't live that far from Canada now. I always wanted to go.
Well, you're welcome anytime, friend. We've got a shed. See that little box over there? It's got your name.
That's the spare bedroom. That's the
I can
spare
stay in the shed.
Yeah, you can bunk in there with Mark.
Johnny, there's a stove in there. It'll be fine, bud.
Oh my gosh. No, we'll let you inside the house. It's nice and warm. Do you get along with cats, Johnny?
No, I do not.
Well,
I don't get along with people's pets, period.
Oh, really?
I'm suspicious of everybody's pet. That's the person walking in a dog park right now. I just want to point that out. Everybody around here got a dog. Everybody.
Oh my gosh.
You're blocking the fire, right?
Oh, sorry. There we go. I'm blocking the fire. I should just sit off camera and just let you stare at the fire. Oh my gosh. So, I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to say now, Mark. Thanks.
Oh, look at the orange trees. Oh, you can't see that.
Beautiful. So Ellen wants to know where you live now, Johnny. You used to be in Florida, she says.
Hell. I live in hell.
HE double hockey sticks.
I'm just vacationing here. Go back in
And so, but here's the thing, right? When you go outside, no matter where you live, right? No matter where you live, if you have some wonderful scenery around you, some beautiful trees, You know, it just, it does something, you know, it really like provides that peace and that calm and that quiet that we all need. And quite often we don't get enough of it because we're too busy running from one place to the other.
Amen to that.
Then I put
Yeah.
the Bob hat back on.
Oh, Johnny's doing some grounding.
Mm-hmm. These are my friends.
Have you named them, Johnny? No.
I haven't. There's too many. I would forget.
Yeah. I live in Ontario, Joyce. Ellen says hell has nice trees, Johnny.
It does.
Yeah.
I didn't say it as a bad word. It's just a nicer place to be sometimes.
Yeah. Gina says, I love the contrast. Kelly is bundled up and Johnny's walking around in a shirt. I know, I said the same thing. Like, look at the jacket. I mean, really.
Not just a shirt, but it's plunged. You can see my bosom and everything. It's not well, it's cold for people who get cold easily because it's like 40 degrees. But for me, I'm just fine. It's raining. It's not snowing, but it's raining. It's cold rain too. But I brought gloves, so we'll be all right.
No umbrella.
No, people here. I found this out, and I've been told this, and I've passed 19 people now, and this is the truth, I guess. Nobody walks around with an umbrella. If you see a person, I'm in Oregon for what you call it, Ellen, Eileen, who asked where I was.
Ellen.
I am in Oregon, and if you see a person walking around with an umbrella, they are a tourist. That's how you know.
Right.
Nobody has an umbrella here. I have 3 and don't use them anymore.
What is the stigma with an umbrella?
They're used to it. It rains 15 times a day, so it's like, what's the point of this thing? Because I mean, umbrellas, what do? They keep your hair dry. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Your shoes still get wet. Your bottom of your pants still get wet. Your shirt still gets wet, and then the rain is dripping off the umbrella, so your arms get wet. So, what is it? It keeps your hair dry. So, what's the point?
Right.
Just walk around with something with a hood on it, and they shoot right out the door.
It's the best, I have to say, when you're watching someone, you know, from like afar who has an umbrella and the wind comes by and the umbrella flips right side in. And you're like, that's exactly why I don't use them. No.
My first time, that was Florida for me. Florida used to do that a lot because hurricane winds. But you got to go to work anyway. Tropical storm coming, so you walking down the street with this thing that's supposed to keep you dry, and then it literally flips the other way like a little cup on the top of your head now. I'm like, what is this? Okay, just put it down because it's blowing out of my hand, and the next thing you know, it's going to fly in the street. They're going 19 car pile up because somebody's umbrella flew in the street. No thank you.
Right?
Just forget it.
I just always, like carrying an umbrella is fine. Walking down the street, holding onto an umbrella, I can do that. I have such difficulty trying to figure out, am I supposed to leave it outside like it's all wet and gross and sloppy now? Am I supposed to leave it outside when I shake it, you know, to like try to like get all the water droplets off? I usually end up soaking myself even more than I was before, right? Then you leave it outside, then it's rolling around, and it's like, I just, it's so complicated. I don't understand. Lee says more people are using umbrellas to block the sun. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, that is true, too, in the summertime, because that's when we got here was in the summer. That's when you see the umbrellas.
Gotcha. Joyce would like to know what your pin is that you're wearing, Johnny.
Somebody gave it to me. One of y'all did.
There you go. Beautiful.
You know, it's bright and sparkly, so
there you go.
I'm sold. I'm trying to put my gloves on. I'm sorry. I know the camera's going everywhere.
It's all good.
But the only thing to get cold on me is my heart and my hands.
My hands get cold. My nose gets cold.
My hands they start to hurt when they get cold, so I have to put the gloves on them.
Well, we can't listen. You should have your hands insured for like your tarot, right? To be able to sell.
I
No, why
mean,
not?
that is my job, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's like who? Someone. There's an actress out there that has her legs insured.
Oh, who's that? The Steven Tyler. I think his voice is insured or something
Really?
crazy like his throat
That's
box or
crazy.
something crazy like that. I guess if
That's
that's how you make
crazy,
your millions.
right? Speaking of making your business, so uh, I went shopping online yesterday because we don't normally have Black Friday sales here. They've just really become popular in the last like 5 to 10 years. And I must have got like 40 emails on Thursday telling me about all these great sales that were going to happen today. And I was online, friends. And with some of the money that I've made from doing private readings this year, I was able to purchase Christmas presents for my
That's
nieces.
good.
And I can't tell you how good that made me feel. I felt a sense of independence, and I was like running around the house like it was Christmas Day. I was so excited. I just was so pleased. And so I wanted to make sure to point that out and to say thank you to anyone who's watching now or anyone who may be watching this later who has supported me in that way. I'm very grateful. So thank you.
And can I say an unsolicited piece of, it's not advice, but I'm gonna say it anyway, whatever it comes out as.
Okay.
For those who um, enjoy or benefit from Kelly's readings, from her free readings that she does, then like send her something on the PayPal. Yeah, I ain't saying you got to send her half your life savings, but $5, whatever.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, thank you for whatever, for reading cards for me. Because I guarantee you, there's a whole bunch of them that won't do it for free.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
that's true. Thank you, Johnny. Very kind.
Uh-huh.
I'm sitting here. I've got 3 decks of cards out, but friends, it's a little hard to shuffle when you have gloves on.
I had cards that I was going to bring, and then I forgot.
Look at
I
what
was
I
too
got.
busy trying to get out the door.
I got abundance.
Yeah.
Well, no, I do. I feel so full that I was able to do that because I've always worked up until, all of this nonsense happened, and I've tried to have jobs since then, and for one reason or the other, it doesn't work out. And so it just made me feel amazing that I was able to do that. And so I appreciate it. MJ420 says, do you have a wish list on Etsy? No, I do not. Because I had on my in my description box Amazon wish list, but because I live in Canada, people from the US were finding it most difficult to do that. So now I just have like the PayPal thing if someone wanted to make a donation.
Is it hard to send you stuff?
I don't know because I've not done it, but I got an email from someone said I've tried 8 times. I'm just going to send you money. That's way easier. I'm like, okay, thanks. Prince Charming's mom says, where do you guys live? So I'm in Ontario, Canada, and Johnny is in the forest.
Amongst the trees.
Amongst the trees, hanging out with the critters.
Sherwood Forest.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. No, because it literally does look like it could be Sherwood Forest where you are. I mean, it's gorgeous.
I love the height of these trees. I can't get over it.
They're huge.
Okay. I can sit back down now. The little terrorists have left.
Like this tree here that's behind me, this Christmas tree, it's beautiful. But all the other trees in my backyard, other than these 2, are regular trees where all the leaves fall off. And so normally my backyard is completely sort of surrounded by trees and looks very full. Right now it just looks like crap because it's just a bunch of sticks. You know what I mean? So
there's a few firs, but most of them are changing colors.
Yeah.
And losing leaves. Now, mind you, it's December practically, so chop chop. But
yeah,
they're still changing.
Ours usually happens around, like middle of October to the beginning of November, sometimes sooner. Mm-hmm. Depends what kind of tree it is. But literally there's no leaves on any trees here. It's all just a bunch of sticks. It is huge, Gina. I don't know how long it's been here for, but it is huge. Oh, the wind's gusting. Ooh, that's cold. That's cold, friends. We have a steel roof on our house. And the last couple of days, because the temperature has been so mild, the snow has been just sliding off. But when it slides off, it literally sounds like a bulldozer's come through the side of the house. And it's like, it. You know it's going to happen. And every time it happens, it literally, it almost scares the you-know-what out of me.
Yeah.
And I am trying to...
I mean, even though you know it's going to happen, you don't know exactly when. So you're just sitting there and all of a sudden... Thor is running across your house.
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God, what's happening? It's like Godzilla's arrived or something. It's crazy. It's like shit. The other night we had this is I think this is humorous. So do you all know what snowmobiles are? You know what skidoos are, right? Snowmobiles.
Mm-hmm.
So here in this small little town that we have, they drive snowmobiles up and down the street like they drive cars and bikes and stuff. And when it snowed the other day, because it snowed so much, that's all you could hear. And I mean, you hear it till like 2 a.m. because they're all like in behind the trails and stuff. And when we first moved here, so we come from a big city. It's not like we're foreigners, but we live in Canada. We only moved 2.5 hours away from where we used to live. And we went for a drive one night. And at the local coffee shop, which is the Tim Hortons, we drove in there to get a coffee and a hot chocolate. And it was like there was no cars there. So we weren't sure if it was even open. And we were like, oh my God, it closes? That's weird, right? It was 7:30 at night. It's not like it was late. And then you know how they start the drive-through 18 miles before you got to drive through the whole. Anyway, we come around the corner and it's like a lineup of snowmobiles, and I'm like, oh my God, no one drives the car here in the winter. They just go by snowmobile. It's like, oh my God, where have we moved to? Next people will be walking with their snowshoes. I mean, what the hell? It's too much.
When I lived in Florida, it was golf carts. That's what they would drive around the neighborhood.
Right.
Golf carts. Okay, you're going to get your ass ran over. That's what you're going to do.
Oh, we don't. No, that wouldn't be a good idea for me either. Because I get distracted so easy. I'd be driving around, look at how pretty that plant is. Crash. Yeah. I probably have to buy mailboxes for everyone. I would be a total disaster.
I don't need to be inside of nothing that moves by itself, and I got to control it. I don't care if it's a rocket and it only goes in one direction. I'm still find a way to crash it into something. No.
Oh my God, that's funny, Johnny. Yeah.
Can't do it.
It's funny because when I drive, I don't do that. But I know what I'm like when I'm in a neighborhood trying to watch. I'll say to Mark, let's go for a drive. Let's look at the Christmas lights, right? And then I'm like, slow down. I want to see inside. I want to see the story inside the people's houses. Basically come to a stop out. So now we look like stalkers. It's great. I love that, though. Do you guys enjoy that? Do you enjoy driving around looking at the Christmas lights? I love it,
actually.
When someone puts their Christmas tree in front of the window and the lights are all on, and I just like to look in and imagine like what the story is, what they're gonna do for the holidays, what they. It's probably nothing like it appears on the outside because it looks so pretty. You know what I mean? You're probably running around like chickens with their heads cut off inside, beating each other.
Well, I'm a magpie, so anything bright and sparkly, I want to look at it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of lights it is. That's when I moved to Las Vegas. I don't gamble. I'd walk up and down the street just to look at all the lights.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for it to be dark because that's when they turn all the lights on.
Yeah.
And I just walk up and down the street.
Las Vegas is an interesting place to be. I visited there. And true story, friends. So everyone knows about my trip to California. Yeah, let's talk about a warm place. And we had gotten there about 2 weeks after the heat wave. And when we left California, we started to come through different states to come home. And we went to Las Vegas, and it was like 102 degrees there. But their 102 degrees is not like our 102 degrees. It's like 102 from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. It's like solid 100 degrees. It was a lot. And my sister actually got third-degree burns, so from laying out. Anywho, we went in. We were had the RV, right? So like the camper, and we parked in the Circus RV little thing that they have there, and the power went out when we went inside the casino. So that was like some sort of a sign. Like, and the time before that, on the way to California, we were in Reno, Nevada, trying to cross where like Lake Tahoe is, and we got snowed in. The Canadians had no snow clothes because, I mean, it was April, it was springtime. So we had to buy clothes to wear so we didn't freeze to death. And we got snowed in for like 3 or 4 days. And then my dad had to buy chains to put on the tires just to go a few miles across the Donair Pass or something like that it's called. And I remember standing in the gift shop, and I said, like, you know, I'll take that sweatshirt. And my sister's picking out that sweatshirt, and, you know, Reno, Nevada, big tourist attraction on it, right? And the lady says, well, where are y'all from? And we're like, we're from Canada. And she's like, doesn't it snow there all the time? I'm like, come on. No. But yeah, so we got snowed in one casino. So it was like, you know, get out, go home. And then the next time we got 3rd-degree burns and the power went out. So it's like
not the place to go back to.
Stay away.
Just filled with lovely memories.
Isn't it though? Good story. I like it.
I was a teenager, well, 19, when I lived there. I lived across the street from the Luxor Hotel, and just walk outside and boom, there it is. So I was at the casinos every day, and I was 6 feet tall and like 900 pounds. I had a beard, so I didn't look underage, so nobody ever put me out.
Right.
And so I just walk around, all the booze and cigarette smoke you want.
Yeah.
It's all in there.
And I mean, Johnny, I mean, I can imagine you in a place like that with all the bells and the lights and everything. You must have been in your glory.
I was. I like anything bright and sparkly and shiny.
Yeah.
I didn't like the inside of the casino so much because they all look the same.
Yeah.
It was the outside I liked.
They are a little dark, a little gloomy. Until until someone wins and all the lights and sirens start going off. My mom lived in a small town, so we didn't really have casinos here in Ontario. Probably, I don't know, just in the last 20 years or so. And they started at the racetracks, you know, so that's great. So you win on the horses and then you spend it all in the casino. Anywho, whole other story. So my mom has a racetrack where she lived, just a couple of miles down the road. And my mother has a lot of sisters, and so every once in a while I'd take an aunt to visit my mom, and we'd spend the weekend. And I remember it was a Friday night, so I'd worked all day, then driven there, and it's like 2 hours and a bit away, and I'm dead asleep, right? And the next thing I know, my mom, she's had a few Canadian beer here, Labatt's Blues, and my mom is literally in the spare room where I'm sleeping, and she's doing this to my eyeballs, going, "We need you to drive us to the." It's like 1 a.m, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Mom, like you can't go." And I'm like, if I don't drive her, she's gonna like try and drive herself. That's what I was afraid of, right? So I get up out of my bed and I get in the car and I drive my mom and my aunt, who are both smashed out of their brains, to the casino. And I don't drink alcohol, so I figure I got the situation under control. It's like, it's not that big of a place. So anyway, I go to get us a drink and I come back and I hear all of this commotion, like people fighting, yelling. And I'm like, oh God, what is happening? And there's my mom, who has gotten in a fight with someone because she turned around to change her money or something. Because they have the machines where the bill slides in.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the machine wouldn't accept her money. And so she was trying to get change. And someone turned around and hit a jackpot on her machine. So she was yelling and screaming. And I was like, oh my God, see, again, another casino story. Stay out. Stay out. I would be so addicted. I would be the worst gambler ever. I'd be on Skid Row because I'd lose my shirt and everything else. It would be
that
awesome.
is a surefire way to get beat up, though. I will say, if I've been sitting at this machine all this time, you put in 2 quarters and you get all my money out, yeah.
At least.
I had to meet you in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Hi, Sunflower Down Under.
That's why it's gambling, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good idea. We don't do that at home, friends. Honestly,
Unless you got it.
yeah. The only beer that I can tolerate. Oh, really? That's cool.
Well, they do have blue in the U.S.
No, I know they do. It's just
scattered.
It's not this. It's not the same though. It's gross.
It's probably closer to the border than further south.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
not the same. It's gross.
It's like the Budweiser down there. It's not the same up here.
Yeah. No, I know.
Budweiser tastes like socks.
Easy now, Johnny.
I don't like any beer.
Budweiser, eh?
I don't like any beer. You got to put tons of sugar in something for me to drink it.
Right?
I can't. Beer's it's musty. It just tastes like gym socks, all of them.
I don't like alcohol.
Uh-uh.
The only drink I used to drink, and I think that you said one time when you were walking, when you went to the supermarket to buy all your food, and then you forgot the one thing that you went for.
Always.
Yep. And I've tried some Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I don't mind that.
I can see, but it has to be sugary and girly for me to drink it. Otherwise, I can't do it.
Yeah. Rose
Man,
Blue.
my itch. Jesus.
Rose Blue says, walk in, $25 cash and ID only work for me. Yeah, that's totally what you got to do. You got to only walk in, like leave all of your stuff with someone else, right? Put your $20
you can afford to lose.
Yeah. Hi, Gerald.
What's up, eh?
So Doug McKenzie here has
That's me.
you guys got to all look up Doug McKenzie if you don't know who that is. So Mark has turned 50 years old.
I was focusing my inner Gerald, to be honest. It's really a skit. It's not really that cold here.
No. It is that cold.
It is
here.
cold. It's just not that cold.
No,
I don't need this thing on, but
no, it's damp.
it's keeping my ears warm.
Yeah.
Lock and load, baby.
It reminds me of your drive-through police story.
Lock and load.
Why don't you tell that story, Mark? Come on, do it.
They will never talk to me again.
It's a funny story, though.
No, it's not. story.
It is a funny story. Mark used to drive a truck. I'll tell you real fast. So you seen the hat, right? Come closer. The kind of hat with the ear flaps. And Mark used to drive a truck, a big truck.
Hold on. For those that don't know, this is winter mode.
Please hold. Technical difficulties. You're kind of losing all the effect, eh?
No. And this is summer mode.
You didn't see. Come on.
Johnny, that's summer mode.
Who's summer?
That's what happens when you live in the Yukon territories. Because it's like minus 30 there, like year round. So Mark used to drive a truck. And I don't know what kind of truck it is, but it has like the window, that you look out of the windshield. And then the driver's door has a window, as you would think. And then at the floor where your feet are has another little window, which is very odd. And Mark used to have to go to the airport a lot. And he would go to the airport. And there was this young gentleman who worked for the airport who would stand there in his safety vest and all of these flashlights with the flares and the beacons on them, and he wore one of those hats. And no matter how many times Mark drove up and rolled the window down and said, hi, the guys talked to that little window by his feet.
Never looked up.
He never looked up. Sorry.
It was stupid.
And so Mark used to come home all the time and he'd be like, drive through, please. Because that's what the guy would say. He'd just be like, yep, just keep going. Anyway, sorry, friends. I digress. I hope you know I can't see anything because my eyes are watering and tearing up as we speak. So,
well, the smoke keeps shifting on us.
Yeah. Well, between the wind and the cold and the fire smoke.
I'm putting winter mode back on. It's making my ears cold.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I just can't see anything because it's blurry. Anyway, let's pull another card. Let's see what we got after those wonderful stories that we shared. What time is it?
It is 10 to 5.
It feels like it's about 10 to 8. I feel like I've been here for 3 hours.
I'm blocking the camera again.
Oh, my God, you guys. We have the rebirth. It's a restart. Restart. That's what's happening here. We have the death and restart.
Death is the winter card.
Honestly. Well, it's because the wind is blowing in the opposite direction of where we are, so we're not actually getting any heat from the fire. The next door neighbor's
Did I
toasty.
just spend $40 for firewood for it to look good?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Basically. Sue Toffee is here. Hi, Sue. And she says, summer next week in Sydney and blessings to you all.
Oh,
It's
no
kind of
summer,
mean.
please.
No. I would love to spend a Christmas in a place that was warm. Although I must say, like when you watch it,
let's pack the bags.
when you watch the movies and stuff, where they have Christmas, it just doesn't seem the same to me. But that's because it's not my normal.
I mean, you could be. I never understood why the word. I don't like the term, but I guess it's what they call y'all. You could be a snowbird and then go down from Canada and go to Florida.
Yeah.
I remember when
That's still cold.
I remember when I was, I don't know, I guess I was 14 or 15 when Grandma died. We took that trip to Florida, and that was the first experience I ever got where you're in a warmer climate with no snow.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, we had snow all the way to Kentucky, and I remember we stayed in the hotel in Kentucky one night.
Yeah.
And that's when Christmas hit. We were in the hotel in Kentucky, and I woke up the next morning. There was no snow. It was like it was a weird feeling. It was the first time I ever experienced it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't snow here all the time on Christmas Day, but it's coming. Like, that's not really a question. Whether it's just when, right? I mean, I remember
Oklahoma. You got it all.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I'm not familiar. Was
Well,
he?
Oklahoma, you get all the seasons in one day, but it definitely snows a lot in blizzards and ice storms in the winter.
Joe says, "Is that Mark?"
I do.
Mika says, "I spent one Christmas season in a hot country once, and it was weird. All green with Christmas decorations. I mean, it would be different. You know, if that's not your normal, I would think it would take some getting used to. No different than it would take someone who is used to a hot climate to come to. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, just all the clothes that you would have to pack, just to have hypothermia set in. Good grief! Oh, I can smell like burgers or hot dogs or something. Hot dogs. That would be a hot dog. We don't
So
need
you want to know something weird?
what?
I smell the same thing where I am.
It's smell-o-vision, and you're welcome. No.
It's weird because there's like people smash pumpkins and crap all on the ground over here.
Oh, that's a sin. Why do people do that?
They probably feeding the squirrels and stuff in here.
Yeah, maybe.
There's a bunch of birds and other crap in here.
We take them to the farm. Like, there's a couple local farms around here, and they feed them to the animals.
Yeah, because there's a bunch through here. And that was just one I pointed out. So I guess they're feeding the animals here.
Right. Joan says no hot dogs. When my niece was little, she always said hot dog, so it's one of those things that sticks in. Isn't it lovely? You're walking through this lovely forest, and yet you can hear the sirens. They're coming for you, Johnny. You better run.
As Lilo and Stitch, they're going to get arrested for sound terrorism.
Yeah.
It's back this way.
Rose
Look at the size of these leaves, Jesus.
Rose says, only reason I go north is to hide after I win the lottery.
These leaves are enormous.
They are. They're massive.
Like bigger than my whole freaking head.
Good Lord. That's got to be a big old ass tree.
They are. So I keep walking under them.
Yeah.
They touch the sky.
I love it.
I walk away from the noise, and then the siren starts.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to have pneumonia by the time that you go in.
I like the cold.
No, I meant
I
because
love the cold. No, I love it. I when it snows, when it rained in Oklahoma, now mind you, I'm the weird one. Okay, I get it. I'm the weird one in the family. But when it rains, I go outside and walk in it on purpose. Even I ain't got nowhere to go. I just walk around in the rain.
Right.
Get soaking wet, and then come back home. Never got cold. Never got pneumonia. Never got bronchitis. Never laryngitis. Meningitis. Nobodygitis.
No jitis? He's
I got no jitis.
first. It's a dozen cats exclusive. Johnny is itis free. No itises.
There is an Arthur. I do have arthritis sometimes. Coincidentally, when it rains.
See that? I always thought you got... Okay, don't laugh. My mom used to tell me that if you sat on cold cement, like a step or a porch or whatever,
You get hemorrhoids.
you would get arthritis in your bum. And I'm like, how does that work?
That's what I'm sitting on right now. So
I'm like, oh my God.
it's odd because this is all wet over here,
Right.
and this is the only spot that's dry. But it's under the trees. It's not like the trees are blocking the rain. But I guess they are because this is dry. But you would think like some drops would come through at least. But
That's because Spirit knew you needed a spot. See that?
yeah, that's what it was.
God was like, Johnny,
I was
sit
going
here.
to sit in them stores down there, but it's a lot of traffic.
Lise says, what I like is what some of us call pre-snow around holiday time that melts in a day or so. Unfortunately, we get cold rain more often in central Connecticut. Climate changing, yeah.
I've never been to Connecticut.
I've never been to Connecticut either, but it sounds lovely.
I'm going to travel next year. I don't care where I go. I'm going to just take a dart and throw it at a map and go there.
I can't afford to pay attention, so I don't know how far I'll be traveling.
Me neither, but I'm going anyway. It's breaking my comfort zone, which is what I have to do. That's my lesson to learn here in Oregon, as I call it, or Oregon, as they call it. It's to break my comfort zone.
It's really cool that you. I mean, the fact that you know it and that you acknowledge it, and you plan to try to do something to get past it, get through it, overcome it, whatever. Sometimes that's more of a challenge than actually doing it. Do you know what I mean? Is the recognizing it.
I do a reading for myself every day, and that was what it told me. Is I got the Eight of Swords, which is my comfort zone,
right,
and then I got the Tower, which is now, mind you, back up first of all, because Spirit is interesting sometimes. The Tower is a force. It busts open something. You could ease me out. I mean, for God's sake, you could have gave me a Six of Swords type of easing out or something.
Right.
But no, I get the Tower because I'm like the bird. If you don't push it out the nest, it will never ever fly. And so I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. Mind you, I mean by myself. Like I'm gonna go somewhere with no chaperone, with no person to tell me how things go. You're just gonna figure it out.
Right.
And so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Now, when you put yourself in those situations, if you don't mind me getting overly personal, you can tell me to shut up if you don't want to answer, or you could just say no. Do you get like anxious or upset or like, or is it just like a lack of like, I don't really care if I go anywhere?
It is I know I can do it, but I would rather not because I would feel safe if I did.
Gotcha.
And so with me going places, like I know I can figure it out, but it is so much safer to just not, especially when it's not necessary. There is nothing in this world I need to go see. To go see.
Yes, no, 100%.
But at the same time, I want to go just because I can, or just because I say I want to, or just because I know I need to get out of my own way. Yeah. But again, it is a lot safer if I just don't.
Yeah.
That way I don't get any disappointments. I don't get any rejections. I don't get any hurt feelings. I don't get confused. I don't get low self-esteem because I couldn't figure it out. Or I don't get anything. I don't take any risk. I don't gain any reward either, but I'm fine with not getting reward because I'm safe.
Yeah.
And so that's my hurdle that I'm trying to get over.
I can totally relate to that because I mean, up until the first year that we've lived here for 3 years, and up until that point in time, I was going out of the house. I used to go to work every day. I've gone to the stores. When I say that, I would go to work. It was not really in my comfort zone, but I would do that because it was my job, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like I had to do it. Going to a restaurant, that was a problem. Going into anywhere where there was a big crowd became an issue for me. And I didn't realize that it's a form of social anxiety is to be in a big crowd that does it to you. Anyway, having said that
a lot.
Okay, so I get that now. But now this has become my comfort zone. And because one of my biggest fears is to get sick and die, when the pandemic happened, it was like, oh my God, I can't leave my house. So I don't really want to leave the house. Then that happened. And then it's like, well, now I have a reason why I can't. So it like solidified my fear and made it like a mission statement, if you will. And what happened was, like, I'd get in my car and I'd go to the park, or I'd, go to another little place that I go, and I'd walk around, and I'd still come out here and I'd sit outside. But even that stopped happening because I got so comfortable with what I was doing, and the isolation has allowed me to not care about myself in terms of, what I wear, how I look. Not saying that you need to get all dolled up, but you want to be presentable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that fear starts to, like, bring in all those other things. And that's what, like, this whole series was about, was to get you out. And when I say out, I mean out of your own way, right? Get yourself out of that isolation mode, whether it's people, a place, a thing, something from your past that's holding you back in some form or fashion. I strongly believe that we are stronger together because we're here to support and lift each other up. You know what I mean?
I had, when you just said the word social anxiety, because I had that a lot growing up. I
Right.
did not want, especially walking across a room where there was people in it and they were all looking at me. Oh,
Right.
that was like the worst feeling in the world. And believe it or not, I could not speak in front of people because that terrified me too. But again, with the whole push the bird out the tree thing, I went to school at the beginning of the school year. They gave me my schedule, told me the classes that I was supposed to take, and I signed up for all these different things, and I didn't get none of them. But they gave me a communications class,
Right.
and you have to give a speech the first week that you're in the class. And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here? The person who doesn't like to talk in front of anybody is now about to give a speech in front of everybody. And I gave the speech, and I always, well, not
Right there.
always, but I thought to myself, the great icebreaker is if you say something funny. So I did a funny speech,
Yeah.
and they just loved it. And I'm like, okay, I can do this talking thing, and I ain't stopped talking since then. But you know, that was my push out of the tree moment.
We share that in common, the talking a lot thing. And what I think is funny about that is that I have always been a chatty Cathy, as I was called, and I want to know things. Like, I have questions. I want to know stuff. I can have a serious conversation. I can have a not a very, like, surface kind of conversation. But the minute that I stop talking or that I get quiet, everybody starts asking me if I'm okay. Are you all right? Like, why are you so quiet? And it's like, I'm just
Yes,
listening.
I get. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which I just think is
Nothing.
funny. When you stop doing the thing that everyone expects you to do, or you
Mhm.
don't act like what everyone's perception is of you, all of a sudden there's something wrong.
There's something wrong with you.
Well,
Okay,
hello.
nothing wrong
I
with
mean,
me.
there's all kinds of things wrong with me. Like, I'm seizing up. I need to take 4 days off and soak in a bubble bath when I'm done this. No, I'm kidding. I'm fine.
Putting the camera on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's got a little damp here.
Yeah. We're gonna actually move inside. So if you want to start walking back, Johnny, so
I
leave
am.
Johnny in the forest all by himself. I'm amazed that it's still fairly light there. Like, it's getting dark here.
There is no sun. It's all behind the beautiful clouds, which I am
Yeah.
grateful for because the white ball of death is not my friend.
No, you're not a sun god.
But it's only 2 o'clock here though.
That's true. Well, it's 5:04. So in the next, and I do have a light above me that's on, but probably in the next 10 minutes, like, all of our street lights have come on. Probably in the next 10 minutes, it'll be dark, and I'll be just my eyeballs will be seen, and the fire, and the fire. No, there I am. We could just, you know what we could do? We could watch the cats. Let's see what the cats do. Let's see if the cats interrupt my sleep, terrorize my desk, chew on some cards. do whatever they do. So I just want to. Oh, Mark, can you turn the volume down? Mute me. Sorry, friends. Apologize. There you go. So you don't hear that echo. I can hear myself talking in the house. Now I know how everybody else feels. To me.
Do you ever watch your own videos?
I do every once in a while. I used to do it more so when I first started than I do it now. But when I was doing the channelversary, I watched a lot of videos when I was extracting bits and pieces. And I found it really emotional, actually.
Really?
Do you watch yours?
Sometimes when somebody asks me, "Hey, do you remember when you said no?" I don't. I don't watch the live stream because those are too long. But I watch some of my videos because they're all like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because to that point, someone will say to you, in a comment, for example, "Oh, that card really resonated with me, Kelly." And I'm like, what card? I don't remember what the heck I even did 5 minutes ago. Never mind what I did this morning. Whatever. So then
My
I'm like,
brain gets wiped.
yeah, see that? My chair's already been taken. Someone's already sitting there. Friggin' cats. How far away are you from home, Johnny?
I'm at home now.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna go inside, you guys, because I am. How do I
I'm
play?
gonna turn this one off, and then when I get back to the
Okay.
computer, I'll come back.
Okay. I am. I'm in need of a Kleenex. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, hi, Austin. Hi, Austin. Austin. She's looking out here. See that? My cat's smart. Oh, cool, Joyce. Nice, Rose. Okay, friends, I'm going to pop inside and I'm going to turn this off and then I'll be back inside there, okay? But I'm not moving quickly because I'm freezing.
Take yourself out of the studio office.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. If I could see the mouse. Bear with me, friends. I'll be right with you. Wow, good timing. I literally just sat down. Whew. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Oh my goodness. It's like my eyeballs are frozen.
There we go. I was muted. You got to be smarter than your microphone.
I just wanted to know that people could hear me. Sorry, friends. I look a hot mess. Pretend like whatever. I can put my hat back on. Oh, just have to give my eyeballs a moment to sort of recalibrate themselves. Staring at all that whiteness on the background of the screen there. Oh, thanks, honey. Yeah, so I made this scarf, friends. This is my little crochet job here. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's one of my faves. This is an infinity scarf, right? So you just wrap. Keeps you nice and toasty. Ocean Garnett says, I just caught your hello, laugh out loud. Worrying out my turkey leftovers and doing laundry. Wow. That's cool.
That's what I need to do.
We don't have any turkey leftovers here. Just Mark and I. We're the only turkeys in the house. Mark had today off, which was lovely. That's why I was able to do the fire pit thing, because he was here to help. It's a little too hard to like start the fire and maintain the fire and not catch on fire, because of course my back is to the fire. So we need to be careful about that, friends. Don't try that at home. I need to turn on my little machine here. Drop that on my head.
That would hurt. That might even hurt again.
If you want to see your next birthday, you better replan that. Good Lord, what are you doing?
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, thank God you're here to help. I mean, really, friends. I don't know. So I got this new keyboard, and it's got these little legs on it, you know, the ones that keep it sort of on an angle. And every time I look at the thing, it like the legs snap off, so they're going to end up broken. I just know it. And I can't type flat. I don't know why.
Get you a shiny one like me. It has lights.
Oh, you have, oh, cool. Very nice. Wow, look at you.
Where's the thing? You can change whatever color you want.
Nice.
Get the cycle.
Very cool.
Very good for someone with ADHD.
And so have you assigned different meanings to the cards? Or
Have I found different meanings?
yeah, like have you like red means something, blue means something? No?
No.
Okay.
That's just
Overthinking. Sorry.
my Gemini mind. I need variety. Because
Variety.
I have two of them. There's one over here too. Yeah.
Oh,
This one can be green, but that one has to be a different color.
gotcha. Hey, Cardamancy. Hey, Teresa. Sorry if I didn't say hi to anyone. When I was outside, literally my eyes were watering so bad that I couldn't see half of what was going on anyway, so I apologize.
The chat is not there on the telephone. I couldn't see nothing.
Well, what? Now you can see everything. Mark, could you bring me a drink when you have a chance? Thanks, honey. My husband was so kind. So last year we were going to sell our house because we were going to move, and we changed everything around. And today I made him shift it all back. And he said, "Aren't you going to help?" And I was like, "I'm much better at supervising." So I just supervised. It worked out.
We have a joke about city workers. When you drive past city workers, and it's like 4 of them, there's 1 to work and 3 to supervise.
Right. That reminds me of, I'm not sure if anyone else seen it. I don't know if it's televised. You guys can tell me. But the tree being put into Rockefeller, is it Rockefeller Center or Rockefeller Square?
I have no idea.
Whatever. You guys know what I mean. So it was on YouTube, the tree coming in. Okay. It's like this. I mean, the street's blocked off. The tree is massive,
It's a big
obviously, right? There's like people lining the streets. There's all these workers. Worker explosion. Makes sense. However, they're all standing on the side of the street taking pictures of said tree being lifted. And just this one lonely dude who keeps walking underneath the base of it. I'm like, buddy, like I'm yelling at this screen going, get out of there. What are you doing? Like the hard hat's not going to help is what I'm thinking, right? And then all of a sudden, as the thing was being tilted upward, some of the branches that were facing the downside were like letting loose and flopping over. I'm like, if one of those things lets loose and comes back and smacks you upside the head, buddy, you'll be in ER faster than you can say ho ho ho. You know what I mean? Like that's no joke. And I know it wasn't to be entertaining in that way. But
you found entertainment in it. That's okay.
I'm like, oh my God. But to the point about all the workers, I was like, holy cow. Like these people are, I don't know how much they get paid, but these people are all there getting paid and they're all like on the sideline snapping photos. I'm like, what is happening? It just struck me funny. But I'm weird like that, so.
Oh, Lord.
I am weird like that. So, what are we going to do now for entertainment purposes only? Of course, take your entertainment wherever you find it. Absolutely, Cal Lizzie. That's what I say. Hey, Johnny, I have a question. Do you have any decks that you really just, no matter like that you like, say like the feel of or like the look of, but no matter what you do, they just don't talk to you?
Yes. Sort of. Yes. Because there is one that I have. What's the name of it? Anyway, there's one I have. Actually, I got one now that I want to throw away. But I have one where if I ask a question, I have to pull the fewest cards possible.
Right.
Because when you pull more, it doesn't give me the inspiration to tell the story.
Gotcha.
If I pull 3, then I read them phonetically. Like
Right,
I know what justice means. I know what Ace of Swords mean. I can read each one as it is, but I can't put them together for whatever reason. Mind you, I've never cleansed the deck and all that type of stuff, but no.
I only asked that because I'm sitting here literally staring at a deck of cards and thought, geez, you haven't used that in a while. There's a reason for that, though.
Do you ever not get rid of them?
Well, I mean, I'm so new that I feel like I'll grow into it at some point. Like I think it's me, not the cards. You know what I mean? But yet I don't move them. They just continue to sit in that pile.
Oh,
But then I find that there's cards I just want to use all the time because I don't know. I feel like they speak to me. Do you know what I mean?
Where is it? this one here, and it's not recommended for all because it can be quite traumatizing.
Right.
It's called the Corona Tarot, and this is one of them where I can do 5 cards, but don't do no more than that. Because then it stops telling the story, and then it's I don't know.
Just gets dark.
I don't connect with it though. I bought it because it was a gimmick. Because Corona Tarot, because it's all about the coronavirus and all. So that's the only reason why I bought it. But
yeah,
can I do without it? Yes.
Lizzie says, do you ever interview your decks? That's a really great question, and I'm not answering it. I'm going to save it for my next interrogation episode. No, I'm kidding. I've never interviewed my decks.
Did I tell you about mine? It's called the Star Tarot, and it's very popular. People really like it. I was about it. It was another one of those where I think it was more of an impulse buy for me because I was on Amazon, just click, 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 buy type of thing. And I get the deck, and what I was doing at the time, because I didn't have 200 of them at the time, I had like 50. And I would take one, I'd put it in the bed somewhere or under the pillow and see if I connected with it or something like that. And no. That ritual was only needed to be done once, but I was doing it with this deck, and I'm like, so we'll see. And in the middle of the night, I felt somebody jumping up and down on my back. And first I thought, okay, I'm tripping, but at the same time, the whole bed is like moving, so it ain't just me. But I'm like half sleep and half awake type of thing because I didn't feel it. I just knew I was pushing down, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So first thing running through my mind is, spiritual attacks and all these types.
Right.
I'm like, okay. And so years later, like 2-3 years later, I heard about this interviewing the deck, and I've always kind of hated the deck anyway. But I would try to use it because I had it. And so I'm like, okay, tell me what kind of energy this deck has. And the devil flew out. And I'm like, maybe I'm projecting. Maybe I'm just, again, I'm like, okay, because I don't really do jumper cards. I always pick my own cards. I'm like, okay, I put it back in. I said, tell me the energy of this deck. And then the 10 of Swords flew out. And I'm like, okay, maybe again, in my mind, I have to rationalize things. I took a whole different deck. No lie. I said, give me the energy of this deck, and did this, and the devil flew out of that one too. That sucker went in the trash so fast I couldn't even tell you.
Right? Oh my god. I totally would have done the same thing. That's kind of spooky.
It's got an odd energy for some reason or another. So all one that's ever happened to. This one I just don't like. Give it away. Becca said she wanted it. She'll use it as bookmarks. I said, okay.
Yeah. Hell, Lizzie says Corona as in the effing virus. It finally got me, and I would set postcards on fire. Well, I hope that you're okay. Again, sensing some anger. Maybe it's me who's angry. Then maybe that's why I keep getting that card.
Keep drawing it.
And I'm saying, no, it's all Johnny. It's all Johnny.
It kind of was, though.
Yeah, you gotta surrender it. That's what you did. You threw that thing in the garbage and just said bye bye. Come back another day. Another house. Another tarot reader. All right, let's see if we can get a message for Thanksgiving, and then we'll call it a night. Like
we'll use
for like the weekend, the holiday, whatever you want to call it. A message
of inspiration.
Yes, a message of inspiration for
gratitude and Thanksgiving.
Not anger and surrender. Unless you're soft because you didn't get enough turkey. But
are you using oracle cards?
No, I've got my tarot cards here.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll use this thing.
I need to use a collection of cards, Johnny. I'm going to get real technical on everybody, try to impress you.
Because I was doing some recording before this, and so I got a whole bunch of cards over here. I'm like, well, I can use the Oracle too.
Yeah.
Message of inspiration, gratitude, and thanksgiving.
Oh, nice cow, Lizzie. She says, I shopped at home a little. Santa urged me to buy myself some stuff. Oh, friends, can I just tell you? Santa was speaking in my ear so bad. I told Mark he's going to have to get another job. No, just kidding. No. Nice. Come on, card, speak to me.
They ain't got nothing to say.
This literally just flew out of the deck. Hunger.
Okay, then.
It's like, can you hear it?
All I got is sustenance and material cards too. That's trying to say something.
Yep. Me
I don't
too.
need a message for me, thank you. I'm trying to get one for the collective, please and thank you.
I started with the magician using all your resources, like get trapped in the kitchen and get a music together, Kelly. Really.
Okay, what was this?
Then I've got the Four of Water. So, I'm looking for motivation. I am looking for motivation, exactly, Cal Lizzie, because it's time to eat, but I'm looking for the motivation because I'm all hot or all cold from being outside. And the Six of Pentacles, if I work together with the people around me, so, get Austin and Charlotte and Quincy and Mark and all in the kitchen at the same time, we will be able to, knock a meal out that we are all satisfied with. And then we have the Ace of Earth on the bottom of the deck, and we will feel full. We will feel warm and cozy and sort of loved because we have nipped that problem in the bud. And what we have done there, my friends, we have shown leadership. We have shown it. That was pretty good.
I think that's good enough. I got nothing. I'm pulling cards, getting weird cards. I'm like, I guess I got something. I'm gonna pick one on purpose. We'll do that. I'll give you one more shot. Give me.
All right, come on, Spirit, help Johnny out.
All I got was court cards. Those mean nothing to me, right? I'm trying to find a message of inspiration. Ten of Pentacles, family time, heritage, lineage.
That's it. After dinner, we're going to sit.
People that you know, your family tree.
Yeah. See that?
Go spend some time with your family tree. Remember, you don't have to like them to love them.
That's right.
But the ones that you do like and the ones that you do love, spend as much time as you possibly can.
After dinner, we're all going to go sit in the living room and watch a Christmas movie with some hot cocoa. That's what, see? In front of the fireplace. Doesn't it, though? You can come over if you want.
No, I got to go eat chips and have gossip in the living room.
We'll see you on Tuesday. By the time they get here. All right, friends. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with us at the fire pit and in the forest. I certainly enjoyed it, although I can't actually feel my rear end or my cheeks at this moment, but we will warm up eventually.
You get arthritis in your rear end.
Yeah, I get arthritis in my butt, so there's a problem. And all I can say is my mama told me so. So, Joan B got the Ten of Pentacles today also. I love it. So I thank everyone for hanging out with us. I hope that you had a great holiday. I hope that you enjoyed the fire pit and it made you feel a little relaxed after the hustle and bustle of getting the holidays together. Use that calm and that peace and that quiet to motivate you to do something that you want or something that you enjoy this weekend. That's my message. Or go make dinner. Either one of those options are available.
All of that. I agree with all of that.
Right? Johnny will be on, whose channel are you on this Sunday? Do you know?
No, it ain't mine. That's all I know.
Okay, so you can find Johnny on either the House of Normand or
Jen Lynn Tarot. That's where we are.
Okay, at Jen Lynn Tarot on Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. And I will be with Ron Unconditional Love tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, just so you can keep the time straight. It's super easy for y'all. From us to you, we wish you many blessings and thanks for hanging out with us. Bye, everybody.